I returned the good soul's embrace heartily. I will not, my Bertha, but for your sake, I had not thought of such a thing. I will be your true, faithful husband while you spare to me, and do my duty by you to the last. The next day, we prepared secretly for our emigration. We were obliged to make great pecuniary sacrifices. It could not be helped. We realized a sum sufficient at least to maintain us while Bertha lived, and without saying adieu to anyone, quitted our native country to take refuge in a remote part of western France. It was a cruel thing to transport poor Bertha from her native village and the friends of her youth to a new country, new language, new customs. The strange secret of my destiny rendered this removal immarital to me, but I compassionated her deeply and was glad to perceive that she found compensation for her misfortunes in a variety of little ridiculous circumstances. Away from all tell-all chroniclers, she sought to decrease the apparent disparity of our ages by 1,000 feminine arts, rogue, youthful dress, and assumed juvenility of manner. I could not be angry. Did I not myself wear a mask? Why, that was my Bertha, whom I loved so fondly and won with such transport. The dark-eyed, dark-haired girl with smiles of enchanting archness. I should have revered her locks with withered cheeks, but thus it was my work. I knew, but I did not the less deplore this type of human weakness. Her jealousy never slept. Her chief occupation was to discover that in spite of my outward appearance, I was myself growing old. I verily believe that the poor soul loved me truly in her heart, but never had woman so tormenting a mode of displaying fondness. She would discern wrinkles in my face, while I bounded along in youthful vigor, the youngest looking of 20 youths. I never dared address another woman. On one occasion, fancying the belle of the village regarded me with favoring eyes, she bought me a gray wig. Her constant discourse among her acquaintances was that, though I looked so young, there was ruin at work within my frame, and she affirmed that the worst symptom about me was my apparent health. My youth was a disease, she said, and I ought at all times to prepare, if not for a sudden, awful death, at least to awake some morning white-headed and bowed down with all the marks of advanced years. I let her talk. I often joined in her conjunctures. Her warnings chimed my never-ceasing speculations concerning my state, and I took an earnest, though painful, interest in listening to all her quick wit and excited imagination could say. Since then, how many have been my cares and woes, how few and empty my enjoyments. I pause here in my history. Only by new forms of sadness. Am I immortal? I return to my first question. In the first place, is it not more probable that the beverage of the alchemist was fraught rather with longevity than eternal life? Such is my hope. Then be it remembered that I only drank half of the potion prepared by him. Was not the whole necessary to complete the charm?